In the digital age, social media has woven itself into the very fabric of youth culture. It promises connection, creativity, and community. Yet beneath the surface of likes and shares, a more complex narrative unfolds, one of shifting identities, evolving moral frameworks, and profound psychological impact. This duality raises urgent questions. Is social media merely a tool? Or has it become an environment that actively shapes who we are? How does it influence the way young people connect, judge, and understand themselves? To explore this, we convened a special seminar, Social Media and Contemporary Youth. We invited 6 distinct voices, each bringing a unique lens to reveal the layers beneath the screen. A youth social observer, to decode the daily realities of digital interaction. A platform design explainer, to unveil the algorithms behind the feed. A well-being evaluator, to weigh the calculus of digital pleasure and pain. An identity and meaning speaker, to question authenticity in a filtered world. A root cause examiner, to look beyond the platform to society itself. And an ethical solutions speaker, to imagine how we can navigate this landscape with wisdom and integrity. Together, they will help us understand not just how social media changes behavior, but how it is reshaping an entire generation.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Bishon.
Hello. Okay, you already arrived. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Jiyan, but you all can just call me Ellie. Okay, may I know your name? Wei Chong. Jian Yi. Okay. Okay. My name is Xingling.
And you can call me Go.
Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome to today's seminar on social media and contemporary youth. Okay, as we all know, social media has become deeply embedded in our life, especially among young people. It brings us a lot of advantages, but at the same time, when it offers connection and entertainment, growing concerns have emerged about its psychological and ethical impact. Today's discussion brings together different perspectives to explore how social media shape human behavior, identity, moral adjustment in contemporary society. Okay, before we begin our seminar today, it seems someone not yet arrived. Okay, never mind. Can we give them some time? Okay. You are a bit late. Would you like to share what happened with you?
I was delayed by a social media promotion.
Too often, social media promotions are just engagement traps. He stopped for what looked like a deal, only to find it was a clickbait scam.
It's of a free drink, and I didn't want to delay, but at that moment it caught my attention.
Okay, you can have a seat now. Okay, guys, this is an example show us something important. Social media doesn't only affect teenagers, it shapes all of us, often without us realizing it. Okay, before we start the discussion today, I would like to invite each of our panelists to briefly share their initial thought about the topic. Is it okay? Can we start from Jian Yi? Okay.
From what I observe, social media has become a part of young people's daily identity. It shapes how they communicate, how they judge themselves, and how they understand friendship. Many youth feel constantly connected, yet emotionally distant at the same time.
Okay, in my opinion, many younger users believe they are control what they see online, but in reality, algorithms guide their attention, and platform design influence emotion, habit, and value, often prioritizing engagement over well-being.
My idea is social media offers quick pleasure, but it provides lasting satisfaction. The emotional highs are often followed by anxiety, comparison, and burnout.
For me, many young people feel pressure to appear happy and successful online. This gap between online appearance and real identity creates inner conflict and loss of meaning.
My view is social media does not create all these problems from nothing. and instead, it magnifies existing social pressures such as competitions, insecurity, and uncertainty about the future.
I think social media value is not evil, but it requires ethical guidance. With proper value, education, and responsibility, technology can support rather than damage young development.
Alright, big thanks to our panelists for getting us thinking. This initial observation points to a daily reality we all recognize. Yay! Let's begin with an observation close to life. Have you noticed that our friendships are undergoing a digital makeover? When likes become social currency, how do we measure genuine connection? Please watch this short scene about value.
A young woman sits alone and looks at her phone. She scrolls through social media content on the screen. She selects a photo and prepares to upload it. She taps the post button and uploads the content. The number of likes gradually increases over time. She looks at the screen and smiles. She puts the phone down beside her. Her smile fades and her expression becomes empty.
The transition from a smile to a quiet void is a journey many take silently. It reflects the rapid emotional cycle of our digital interactions. Now, let's hear Jen's insight on how this constant feedback loop reshapes our self-perception.
Has anyone noticed that when young people make friends nowadays, the first question might be, how many followers do you have on Instagram? Instead of what kind of music do you like? Seriously tough, social media does expand the geographical boundaries of friendship, but often interaction become more likes and anonymous mockery in group chat can escalate into cyberbullying. This is akin to what virtuality suggests. Behind the screen, our empathy and sense of responsibility tend go to offline, much like how we might treat teammates in a game as they were real people. For example, collective exclusion in WhatsApp group. Of course, it has the bright side too. My cousin, who obsessed with anime, finally found like man friend worldwide on Twitter and now posts anime memes in Japanese every day. Isn't that a form from cultural exchange in the digital age? So, the key isn't to reject social media, but to teach young people your value isn't determined by the number of likes, but whether you are an interesting and principled person in real life.
Thank you, Jenny. As we just hear, when value and moral judgment are shaped by visibility rather than character, social interaction itself begins to change. This suggests that such behavior is not only a personal choice, but a part of larger digital structure. So, to understand why these changes occur, we must examine how platforms are designed. As we immerse ourselves in the feed, an important question emerges. Are we choosing content or is it choosing us? Let's observe this interesting recommendation loop.
A young man sits in a and unlocks his phone to pass the time. He scrolls through the feed, entertained by the fresh mix of content. The algorithm quietly learns his preferences and begins to filter his world. He continues to watch, unaware that his perspective is being narrowed. The algorithm feeds him the same type of videos over and over again. His smile disappears, and his expression turns completely numb.
From curiosity to numbness, the algorithm has completed its gentle takeover. Now, let Wei Chong decode for us the design logic behind personalized recommendation.
If I say TikTok algorithm know you better than your parent, that might not be an exaggeration, is it?
Yeah.
But it is true for your good. From a utilitarian perspective, algorithm constantly feed you pressure points like glamorous, dance, or lavish lifestyle, which will feel great in the short term but may lead to anxiety and low self-esteem in the long run. It's like being fed and candy fed every day and you enjoy it, but in the end, you are the one with 2H, while the candy company profit. But even more alarming is the distortion of value. Algorithms in pursuit of traffic may promote extreme viewpoint and as trending belief. Imagine your son, after watching too many videos equating success with wealth, suddenly asking your dad, why aren't you like Musk? Platform use algorithm to profit from our attention but shift moral responsibility onto user. And it's like casino owner saying, if you lose money, it's because of your lack of self-control. Is that fair?
Thank you, Wei Chong. What we've just learned is that algorithm prioritizes engagement over long-term well-being. Its emotional reactions are constantly manipulated in this way. The consequences cannot be purely technical. They become psychological. This leads to an important question. Does social media actually improve well-being? Next, we touch to and cure contradiction. The pursuit of digital pleasure and the shadow of psychological cost. How does the scale between joy and cost tilt? Let's revisit the deja vu movement.
You can get a lot of your social media accounts, updates from friends and family, new connections and opportunities to express yourself. But you may also end up with things you never asked for. Studies published in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that the frequent social media use increases the risks of anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem in teens and adults. And those issues can sneak up and use so subtly that you might not even realize where they are coming from. When your social life is filtered through a screen, it's easy to feel overshadowed or left out by the people around you. Their digital lives can seem much happier and more interesting than the life you experience every day. You may end up measuring your whole life against the best, most filtered pieces of someone else. When negativity invades your favorite platforms, you can become stuck in a cycle of frustration and bad news. Luckily, social media does not have to be an emotional minefield. You can improve your relationship with social media by reflecting on the interactions you enjoy, which experiences make you unhappy, and how much time you want to commit to your social networks.
Instant gratification followed by the familiar cool down now assumes will, from a utilitarian perspective, balance the book of this happiness economy for us. Okay, welcome.
Has anyone else experienced this? Scrolling through your phone late at night, going from haha to gradually saying and finally thinking into a state of why am I even watching this?
From a professional perspective, this is a classic case of happiness overdraft. Platforms are like bartenders who know exactly what you like, constantly mixing you happiness cocktails but never telling you that the aftertaste is anxiety and insecurity. The most ingenious part is this psychological bundle deal. Buy one, envy of seeing friends travel, and you get a free realization of how boring your own life is as a bonus. Buy one, get one free, but the free one is always the one you didn't really want. So, here is my observation. We are all participating in a massive emotion exchange, trading real peace for virtual stimulation. Whether this trade is worth it depends entirely on how you feel when you wake up the next morning.
Okay, thank you, Esel. As we see, the pleasure gained online is often immediate, but the emotional cost appears later. However, psychological distress is not the only consequence. Repeated approaches to this cycle also reshape how young people see themselves. Between the filter and reality, there is a philosophical gap. Who are we when we grow up? Watch this subtle moment of identity switching. One deep breath, speak volume about the tension across the screen. Now, go view from an existentialist perspective. Explore the dilemma of choice between authenticity and freedom.
If Aristotle had an Instagram, his bio probably won't say philosopher, but something like eudaimonia lifestyle influencer. The trouble is we seem to have confused performing happiness with actually being happy. It as if each of us have become the trailer editor of our own lives, keeping only the most exciting highlight and cutting out all the mundane yet meaningful everyday moment. In the end, we watch our own beautiful edited trailers and wonder why the actual movie of our lives feels so bland. Existentialism reminds us to live authentically, but in the face of filters and curated photo grids that almost become an act of heroism, daring to show the unedited, everyday moments require more courage than slapping on a vintage filter. So, here's a simple yet profound thought to consider. When we meticulously maintain an exhibition style self online, could the living, breathing self offline be feeling a bit neglected?
Okay, thank you, Go. We have just here reflect a crisis of authenticity, but this crisis did not emerge in isolation. So we must ask whether social media creates the struggle or intensify pressure that already exists in our society.
When we examine issues under magnifying glass, we must ask, are we seeing the soldiers or the fire or just the smoke? How does pressure find its most modern sounding word?
He wakes up, another day begins. Emails, meetings, deadlines, everything waits for no one. He moves through his tasks, trying to keep up. But when he takes a moment to breathe, his phone lights up. Scrolling through social media, he sees others' successes, friends promoted, projects launched, lives full of achievements. He feels left behind, his own progress fading in comparison. His chest tightens, thoughts racing, anxiety creeping in. Even though he's exhausted, he keeps scrolling, trapped in this loop. The world moves forward, and he wonders if he's already falling behind.
Real pressure overlap with digital reflection. Anxiety finds its amplifier. Now, the way will take us beyond the surface to examine the broader social structures behind it all.
Some say social media is the #1 killer of mental health, but I think it's more like a magic mirror, reflecting society's various anxieties. For instance, it certainly fuels comparison. Seeing classmates watching the Northern Light at Iceland during summer break, while you are stuck washing dishes at home. Who wouldn't feel a bit down, right?
Right.
But the deeper question is, why are young people so anxious in the first place? Because reality is already overwhelming. Sky-high housing prices, fierce job competitions, and uncertain future. Social media simply package these anxieties into anxiety compilation videos and push them to you daily. It's like having a headache, and the algorithm recommends video on early symptoms of a brain tumor, making your headache even worse. So, social media isn't the root cause of the problem, but an accelerator. The real solution likely starts in offline world.
Thank you, Zhe Wei. If social media function as an amplifier rather than a single cause, then removing it is not a complete solution. What matters instead is how we respond to it, ethically and collectively.
Okay guys, after analyzing many challenges, we turn to the constructive question, can vision guide our connection? Or in a connected world, does there exist a conscious disconnection? A clear reclamation of attention, this conscious choice is precisely to starting point Xing Ling will outline for us. She will share
how to use ethical frameworks to pave healthier path in this technological age.
If technology is a fast horse, philosophy is a range. We can't just gallop forwards. We need to know the direction. For example, school can do this instinct for banning phone, guide students to dissect influencer video like having classmate mimic the before and after effect of filter and after a good laugh. Discuss what is real beauty. Family can do this. Co-create a phone agreement with their children, such as whoever use their phone during dinner does the dishes. My family tried this and my dad ended up washing dishes for a week. Individual can do this. Use hand philosophy to ask, am I treating others as end in themselves or merely as tool for light? Use virtual ethics to remind yourself, where has my self-discipline gone while scrolling? In short, the future lies not in escaping social media, but in learning to navigate it with a philosophical mindset. After all, algorithms have not value, but people do.
Thank you all for the insight. Looking back to today's discussion, we have arrived at a clear picture. Social media influence our psychological well-being through algorithm design, which in turn reshape our identity formation and moral judgment. This is not an isolated phenomenon, but rather the concentration of societal pressure in the digital age today. But as we have discussed, the problem itself contains many solutions. Technology will not stop evolving, but human wisdom can determine its direction. Let us not only be users of technology, but co-creator of digital civilization. Thank you to all our panelists for their insight today and attend to this seminar. Thank you!